A change in seasons, and a time for a new story. The arrival of the autumn leaves and the brisk, cool nights reminded me of another time within my life. This one is about a bunch of things. In early autumn of 2009, a group of friends and myself all got together as we were going to be going to a local Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. This Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament is completely different than the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments that you would normally see at your local scene. This particular card shop, which was in our local mall, actually hosted traditional format Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, which what that means is that all banned cards on the ban list are instead limited to one. This wasn't an official card store or anything like that for Konami or Yu-Gi-Oh! But because of this, these traditional tournaments were held with cash and high rarity card prizing. My friends and I started going to this tournament earlier on that year in 2009 to change it up from the then 2009 meta. I remember entering this particular tournament with a variation of Chaos Control, utilizing banned cards such as Chaos Emperor Dragon before it was errated, and Yatagarasu, alongside Witch of the Black Forest and Sangan, and ended up taking the tournament in its entirety. However, at this tournament, another friend of mine happened to be at the tournament that normally did not frequent these tournaments. We all got to talking about some things, and this friend happened to mention that they just received a book, a truly incredible book that we all need to read. He told us that he received this book while he was away at some vacation, camping or something. Someone that he met over there had read this book and had given it to him, telling him that this book needs to be read, signed by the person who read it, and then passed along to the next person. And they said the book was really incredible and something that they think that we would all enjoy. One of my friends that was closer to this particular acquaintance ended up with the book and said he was going to read it and pass it on to one of us. To describe this book, it was a plain black hardcover book that looked like it was well loved, as it was worn and slightly fraying on the spine. The book almost looked like it needed an art cover to go over it, but that was nowhere to be found. Inside the front cover were a bunch of different signatures indicating that they had read the book and passed it along to the next person. Having no clue what this mystery book was, it quickly spread like wildfire throughout the friend group, and eventually ending up in my hands. This book in question ended up becoming one of my favorite books of all time, and the author of said book ended up becoming one of my favorite authors of all time. That author in question is Jason Pargin, and the name of the book in question is called John Dies at the End. I won't do any kind of spoilers, but if you're into existential eldritch horror with a comedic twist, then you'll really be into this book. I am not going to spoil a single thing other than what I just gave you for this book, as I really think that you should experience the book yourself without any spoilers. Once the book ended up in my hands, I did end up reading it. I ended up taking it to the park and reading there for hours at a time without even realizing the time would go by. I did this over the course of a weekend I just so happened to have off, and it was truly an incredible book. I signed the book and ended up passing this book to another person that was friends of mine, but outside of this Yu-Gi-Oh! Friend group, as at this point, we have all read it. Fast forward to about 2014, and a newer friend of mine happens to meet up with me at a party and tells me that he was given this book, but was not given the explanation necessary, like read the book, pass it along, yada yada, sign the front cover. And he said he saw my name in there, so he assumed that, I was like the owner of the book, and he gave it to me. I asked him if he read it, and sadly he did not. I asked him if he would like to read it, because, told him the story of the book, and they declined. I ended up holding on to the book for about a year or so. I read it an additional time and signed it an additional time, even though I already signed it once, just to indicate that I was going to pass it along again to keep the spirit of the traveling book alive. Fast forward to sometime in 2017, I briefly dated a goth girl that was into horror and comedy, so I decided that I was going to pass the book along to her. I explained to her the story of the book and how she must sign the book once she's done and pass it along, and she accepted the terms. While that relationship did not last very long, about a month or so, I do believe I was correct in putting this book into her hands. I believe that she really enjoyed the book, and I think that she really will pass it along and keep that spirit of the traveling book alive. I have not seen or heard from her since late 2017, so I have no idea if that is the case, but I truly, hopefully believe it is to be. The takeaway from this story is twofold. One, that Jason Pargin is an awesome author and you should definitely read his books. This is non-spawn, I am dead serious. This guy can really do an awesome job writing and is my favorite author for a reason. Secondly, and I feel more importantly, is the bonds that we can create through generosity and benevolence. Share good things with your friends and family so that you may see them flourish. Sure, it may not have the same mystery and intrigue that we all felt when this book was being passed around through our friend group, but who knows, maybe you can start something like that to share knowledge and even memories with these people that you hold dear. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, maybe visit my Patreon if you really want to assist me in this channel building journey. If not, I'm just happy that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any other similar experiences that I explained today down in the comments section. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.